I love this. You see, I have to wear the winter jacket in today because even though it's in the 40s and it's foggy out, by the end of today it's going to be pretty damn cold. It's Tuesday. Like I said, every now and then I take a hooky day like I did yesterday because I don't believe in the fact that you should have to work 6 days, get 1 day off, come back, work 6 days, get 1 day off, and then do another week before you get a full weekend. But that's just me. Call me foolish, call me insane, call me irresponsible, but human beings should not be worked like this. Now, yes, I unfortunately, a lot of people who have to do this, because I did this before in another job, but even then, we didn't get gap weekends. So that's a plus. There's people out there doing far worse than what I get paid far less than I do. But still, I don't think the words mandatory overtime should exist in any definition of your job. But in my case, sadly, yeah, it's mandatory, so got to do it. But fortunately, because now I've got 20 years in, I get a few extra days here and there, and plus they rescheduled some things, so if you have extra vacation days, you can use them as you will pretty much now. So yeah, I saw some of the new photos, and like I said, I posted a photo I took a screenshot of one of the videos that's out there, and there is more than one that have already declared that the Christmas special will suck. Now, what I really don't like is the only people I've ever unfollowed are the people I know who just nothing ever positive comes out of them. But if you have a negative opinion, you shouldn't be afraid to express it. Because, not everybody's going to like the same things. It's just, but what gets me mad is the fact that Chibnall was going to take over. Everybody went nuts. So I kept the little mental notes. Okay, so the first episode hasn't even aired, but you've already declared the whole season will stink, and or the whole series will stink. Now, those names I kept in, the back of my head, and then sure enough, self-fulfilling prophecy. When the show came around, like I said, I had somebody who was going, since Chibnall's in charge, the show is going to be bland. And sure enough, every episode or every came out was bland. It's like, so, and the thing was, I wasn't enjoying it because I was sitting there going, okay, they're going to rap, they're going to go on about this, they're going to go on about that. And then finally I just said, forget it, I'm going to watch the show because I want to watch the show, not so I can sit here and worry about what someone else is going to think about it. And that's when life got a lot easier. Watch it because you enjoy it, or don't watch it because you don't. But don't sit there, like these guys do. Apparently, they can't stand this show, but they keep watching it so they can bitch about it at the end of the end of the day and collect clicks on their videos. And that's what a lot of these are. It's like, and of course, every time the overnights take a dip, they don't take into account the fact that television viewing has changed so much since this show came back. When this show came back, there was no streaming television. There were no streaming channels. There was no simultaneous this. There was no, what do you call it, that. You watched it, and then that was it. If you wanted to watch it again, later on, you got like TiVo and stuff like that. And then they had to start taking this into account, that people were watching it later. And then, of course, when it came online with the streaming, then they had to change the rating system to accommodate for the views over the week instead of one night. Because it's not like the old days where you had to watch it or you were going to be out of the loop the next week at work. Because if you missed it, you missed it. Oh, trust me, I know there's people out there still bitching about the Chibnall era. There's people still bitching about the John Nathan Turner years. I even catch myself doing it. I'm like, what the hell was this guy thinking? But at the same time, I had one friend of mine who was going, JNT stayed around for too long. He knew he had to get out. Then we found out later, courtesy of Sophie Aldred and others, that they told JNT that when you leave, we're canceling the show. So you got to stay or else it's done. And it was the same thing with Chibnall. Either you do the show or we're going to put it on hiatus. Which, of course, we didn't find out till later that was the case. Because I'd been speculating on that for quite a while. I said, guys, what? Nobody wants to touch this show with a 50-foot pole. All right? Because look at what happens to showrunners who do this show. You know, look at what happened to RTD towards the end of his first run. Look at what's happening now. And also look at what happened to Moffat during his run. And everybody thought he was the chosen one. The great promised king of all writing who was going to lead us into a whole new era. Yet then they turned on him. Because he did this, he did that. I said, look, Moffat's not perfect either, but he did write some damn good stuff. Same thing with RTD. No writer is completely perfect. You're going to have ideas that look great on paper, but then when they go to screen, you're like, oh God, what was I thinking? I know, I get tired of people being called super fans because there's so many people claiming that title. It's like you're a fan of the show, just like anybody else. I don't care if you get to, rub your butt on the TARDIS console every other week and have to put pictures of it up because no one else can do that. You're just a fan of the show like anybody else. Exactly. That's why you'll never see Gatiss run this show. He knows better. He's like, no. But the reason why is I've titled this video, I've seen worse, is because I die laughing at these people. I'm not kidding. It's like, hello? You think you've got it bad now? Let me sing a few tunes for you. Galactica 1980. Buck Rogers in the 25th Century, Series 2. Those go back and watch. Space 1999, Series 2. Or was that 3? But anyway, go back and watch. Because if you think you've got it bad, you've not seen bad. Like I said, you had... I love how to this day you've got all these modern guys, like I said, most of which, Galactica itself, the original series was, the movie and all that was out before they were even swimming. Part of them was swimming in their dad's testicles. And yet now they're an expert on it. They canceled the show due to low ratings. No, they canceled the show because even though the ratings were good, it wasn't making the ratings they wanted it to make because it was like $1 million an episode to produce back then. All right. And then, when the fans went apeshit and were crawling the walls, Sequest, remember that? And then it got worse with that Sequest blah, blah, blah afterwards, yeah. And so they responded to the fans, and they put out Galactica 1980, which was a completely shaved down version of the original series. We're talking, they got rid of nearly all the principal cast except for Lauren Green. Lauren Green, Herb Jefferson popped up, and of course, Dirk Benedict in an episode at the end. In a flashback episode. They had gotten rid of everybody. Gone. And then this god-awful storyline that was just... And then the Space Scouts. Oh. So if you think you've got it bad, do some research. Or, as we saw on Space 1999, Series 2, nearly the entire cast, all of these people were part of this show. Gone. Bye, Victor Bergman. Bye, Kano. I think the only person left was like Carter, of course, Commander Koenig, of course, Dr. Russell. Gone, Dr. Matthias, bye. Pfft. Paul, see you later. Ugh. Sandra, get out. And then they bring in this new guy, Tony, and of course Maya came on, and then, oh yeah, bye main mission, that whole set, gone, and with no explanation, gone. Now we're running everything out of an underground bunker and never explain what happened to main mission. All those other people, they just kind of zipped out into the Twilight Zone. It just gone. Buck Rogers in the 25th century. Great premise. It was a fun first series. And then the second series happened, and they got rid of everybody. Goodbye, Dr. Hewer. Gone. Queen Amidala and the Draconians. Gone. Planet Earth, pretty much gone. Now we're on The Searcher, and we're basically stole the entire plot line from the other show by Glenn Larson. We're on The Searcher, looking for the lost tribes of mankind. Or the lost colonies of mankind. And I'm like, yeah. They even got rid of Dr. Frickin' Theopolis. So yes, if you've got it, yeah, you think you've got it bad? Go look what happens when they change showrunners back then. Because honestly, you ain't seen shit. Somebody just pulled up. If I really wanted to, I could turn off my intricate studio lighting because they're lighting up my whole thing. But you see what I mean? People think they've got it bad. It's like, no, you haven't seen bad. You haven't seen sin. You haven't seen sin bad either. But oh well, that's a whole other topic. So I was just dying laughing the other day because, speaking of Mark, you're going to love this one, Mark. I've been watching videos. All right, I'm going to shift over to Fallout really quick before I go. I was watching videos about the Fallout because the Pip-Boy thing, because I bought one, and yeah, it works for the most part. Too bad I can't get to the radio screen because my selector switch. And I'm like, you can either contact them, complain. It only took them how many months to get this thing here, and even if I return it, I'm going to be waiting probably a year to get another one. But like I said, the only thing I can't get to is the radio screen. Everything else works fine for the most part. And all these guys do in this one video, on these videos I've seen, we even handled Ella Purnell's actual prop from the Fallout TV series. And then, of course, they keep alluding to this later. And I'm like, I bet these guys, when they got a hold of, her Pip-Boy prop from the Fallout TV series, I said, why can I see them in a room right now holding, Ella's screen-used prop, going, and then they're trying to find out what Ella Purnell smells like. No. Sorry, I'm like, I wonder what Ella smells like. Oh, God. Which is weird because she's still putting stuff up all left and right on her Instagram, which I haven't seen her anywhere near filming. And filming began for Series 2 last month. So I'm really, I know she just finished up that Sweet Pea thing or whatever, and yeah, people are trying to see if they can still smell Kylie on her clothes. Yeah, that would be funny. What do you mean the panties didn't come with a deal? I didn't bid on this stuff without getting a hold of them underwear. Yeah, that's why I die laughing when they go on about they're only making this show for the third wave feminism. It's like, guys, back in the day when I was growing up, we had Wonder Woman, we had Isis, we had Electro Woman and Dyna Girl. We had, yeah, it's like, and Batgirl was on the Batman 66 series, and nobody died. Nobody jumped off buildings. Nobody went insane. Men were not enslaved, put into collars, forced to wear ball gags, and, it just makes me crazy. Well, I just looked at the time, and I got to keep remembering that the clock on the Jeep is 4 minutes behind, so I got to get out of here. So please be kind, be calm, be safe. Everybody take care of yourselves. We'll see y'all tomorrow if everything goes great. And take care, everybody.